Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am Cynthia, also known as Creative Mama of 3 here on YouTube and on Instagram, and happy Friday sews. I don't have anything new to show you this week, but I thought I would do a 2022 roundup. I was a little hard on myself last year, thinking that I didn't get as much accomplished as I had wanted to at least. But when I went through all my videos and everything that I've made for the year, I had a pretty decent list. So I'm pretty proud of that. I would like to extend the list naturally for this year. Also because I have so much fabric here to do that. But look, you see, there's a little empty space over here. So I'm still working on my craft room. It is definitely a work in progress. So I do have an empty shelf here that I need to wrap up some more of my fabric, which, trust me, there is more than what you see here. So the first thing that I made this year is I made a Simplicity 8947. I will put the picture there. This is a picture of the pattern, and then I will put a picture of what I made. I used a fleece remnant that I had. I really loved this fabric, and I really wanted to make a nice sweatshirt type of top that I could definitely enjoy. Unfortunately, it was a little too small in the hips. I had made that same pattern in a larger size the year before, and it was too big. So all I did was make one size smaller, and it was too small around my hips. So what I did was I just made it shorter, and it kind of worked. It fits fine, and I wore it a few times. I wore it to bed. I wore it out, and it was very comfortable. Really liked that. Then what I made was Simplicity 1583, and what I made that was my daughter's owl cape. Now, I made that for, she was in theater class last year, and they were doing some kind of impromptu play just in the classroom, like acting out a play. And I was like, I cannot have my child play an owl and not have something to wear for it. So she wore that, loved it. We also wore that to go around the neighborhood for Halloween last year. She didn't want to get too dressed up. She wasn't really feeling it. So we just wore the owl cape, and she wore her regular clothes underneath it. And we just went a block or two, and she went her trick-or-treating on that. Then I made my favorite Love Notions lyric dress in Valentine's Day print. That gets a lot of wear. I do, I love the pattern, as you all know, and I do love making holiday festive outfits. So I don't know, I might make another one. Well, I might make another one this year. I'm not 100% sure. I don't have any fabric right now for it. I would have to buy some because I don't have any Valentine's print and all this mess here. So if I do, I may try a different pattern. I do love the lyric dress. For me, it's very easy to make because I've made so many of them. I could probably make them with my eyes closed, the lights off, you know. But yeah, so that I made the Valentine's Day dress. It was very windy that day when I took those pictures. Then I also made 8022 Simplicity, which is pajama pants. My youngest daughter said that she needed some more pajamas, so I did make her 2 pairs of those. I made her a pair of green fleece, and I also made her a pair of Sock Monkey flannel, which was a sheet that I got from Goodwill. And also the green fleece was part of those, you know, those sometimes you get the 2 pieces of fleece together for blankets that they usually sometimes you clip and you string or whatever you tie. But yeah, so I don't really care for those blankets too much, so I just took the fleece from one of those and I made her pajama pants with that. Now this was my first major fail sewing, or at least on the sewing channel. It was the Summer Cave shorts. Put a picture of the pattern since that's all I have, because I threw those out. They were, I don't know, I must have done something wrong. They were tight in the hips, but humongous in the thigh and humongous around the waist. It just looked horrible. I was too embarrassed to have anyone see me in them. I think the only two people saw me in them. One, my husband, because he happened to be here when I tried them on. And two was one of my very good friends, Emily, who also sews. So I took a picture of me wearing them and I was like, I think something went awry. And needless to say, she agreed with me. So those were trash. And I did make them out of like a twill tablecloth. So I don't think it was the fabric, because the fabric was like almost like a regular khaki fabric that you would normally make shorts out of. So I just think it was probably 100% user error, because I didn't realize until after I was finished with the shorts that the waistband had a contour to it, and the contour had to be up or down. I'm not sure right now what it was, but I think I put the waistband on wrong. So I just got rid of that. And then my next one was an Ellie Mac Be Bold dress. I made it out of a bed sheet. Now this one, the fit was too big, but I was managed to take it in, and that's kind of my fault. I just got carried away with the sizing, and I just went a little crazy because I thought because of the way the waist was cinched in, that blousy and big would make it look better, but it didn't. So I did take it in somewhat. Also, the sheet was like a polyester sheet, so I did end up tossing it. The sheet looked really pretty, and I got so many compliments on how pretty it was. And it was. The print I loved. The floral with the purple with the floral on it. It was wonderful. But it wasn't comfortable to wear due to it being a polyester sheet. So I have learned I will not be doing polyester sheets anymore. So I would not be doing that. I'm sorry, I'm looking down because of, okay. And then I did a pair of shorts for my daughter. I'll put a picture here. I think it's 80-22, pair of pajama shorts. She's very hot-blooded, so every time I make her pajamas, I always make them in shorts. And it was the leftover of the Sock Monkey fabric, so I did that. Then I did a new Love Notions pattern, the Vivance Doman. I made that, and this was around March, so I made it just in time for St. Patty's Day. So I really loved that shirt. That gets a lot of wear too. I do have to iron it every time I wash it because it is quilter's cotton, and it's not a thick quilter's cotton. I got it from Joann's, and I just thought it was a great St. Patty's Day top. And I did actually wear it on my trip to Disney. A lot of these tops that I made, I took with me on my trip to Disney. So that was fun. Then I also made the Forte top, which is also a Love Notions pattern. I made it in this animal print, which I really loved. I wore that the first day at Disney when we went to Animal Kingdom. I thought that would probably be fitting. So I wore that. That shirt also I get a lot of wear out of. I think because the fabric doesn't have a great recovery, that the neckband got a little, I don't know if it's stretched out or not, but maybe when I stretched it to put it on, it doesn't lay flat. But I could just fix that with just maybe doing a few hand stitches to pull it up on the corners or something. But I still wear it. It's still a great top. It's very thin and lightweight, so great for the summer. Then I made another Laundry Day tee, which is another Love Notions pattern, of course. And I made it in this wonderful yellow-green floral. As I love that shirt. That shirt washes beautifully, wears beautifully. But I'm thinking I accidentally made that in swimwear, because it has just like that weird plasticky feel that swimwear kind of feels like, but it's still very comfortable to wear. I also wore that to Disney. I actually wore that in Epcot, and because I wanted to wear it because we spent a lot of time in the Japan pavilion area in Epcot because that's just where we like to hang out. So I spent a lot of time in there, and I thought that shirt with the light floral would work great. And also I thought I lost that shirt at Disney, but we found it. So that was good. Then I also made the Harmony blouse, which is also a Love Notions pattern. I made that with Stitch because I just, my daughter is a big Stitch fan, and me and her kind of dressed up a little bit. I also didn't put it on my list that I just remembered is I also made her a Stitch shirt. I used the Ellie and Mac pajama pattern, which is a free pattern. They had a button up and down shirt. I put snaps on it, and I made it out of the same Stitch fabric that I made my shirt in. So when we went to Disney World, Disney World, we wore our Stitch shirts together. Unfortunately, we got to Futureland at the end of the day, and Stitch had gone for the day, so we did not get to meet Stitch. So that is one thing that I really wish we would have done. So hopefully someday in the next couple of years we'll go back and we'll definitely meet Stitch, and I'll be dressed appropriately. Okay, then I did 2 Dress-A-Girl dresses. I did 6022 McCall's, made that dress here. That was the first one that I've made for the Dress-A-Girl. And then I used Simplicity 2377 and made that dress as well for Dress-A-Girl, Project Dress-A-Girl. I only made 2 dresses last year, which I really had hoped to make more of them, but just didn't get around to it. Life happened. And so hopefully if Madi from Madi Sews still does the Dress-A-Girl project again, I definitely will be getting on board with that. That charity really is close to my heart since I do have 3 girls, and I definitely want to help protect all girls at all times. Okay, and then my next one was the Love Notions Cadence dress. I use this wonderful, I think it's Pineapple Company, I think, fabric, in this nice floral. Came out really well. Really enjoy wearing that dress. Washes really well. That one doesn't get as wrinkled when I wash it, so that's good. Okay, and then I made an Ellie and Mac, which is, a second favorite pattern company of mine, indie pattern, and we made the Chapman cardigan. I used a piece of fabric that my old boss from Joann's gave me. For some reason, as soon as she gave me that fabric, it just screamed cardigan to me. So I did make it. I did make it a little long. I think if I'm going to wear it more often, I'm going to have to cut it. I'm going to have to cut it kind of waist, because I kind of made it like a duster, so it kind of went past my bum. And I think for me to get more use out of it, I'm going to make it shorter. And I'll probably remove the pockets, because the pockets were, for me, they were more trouble. And I think it was because of that fabric. That fabric was kind of lightweight. It wasn't that thick, so I don't think it was really meant to have pockets, if that makes sense. So, and then I made my husband a pair of airplane shorts. I also use Simplicity's 8022 pajama pattern for my husband's airplane shorts. Last year, in 2021, I made him a button-down airplane shirt. So then I made him the matching shorts. They kind of don't look good together. My daughter, when he tried both of them on, my daughter was like, "You look like an overgrown toddler." And I kind of had to agree with her, for that moment in time. They look good separately, like his shorts look really good and the shirt looks really good, but not necessarily together. And I actually made that out of 100% cotton Pottery Barn Kids bed sheet. So that was good. I actually have 2 of them, so I still have a full one uncut in there somewhere. And I probably have enough to make him another pair of shorts. Not as long, but probably a nice little pair of shorts to wear around the house, I guess. Then I also made another lyric dress in a wine color. At the time of recording that video, I did not have the snaps on, so that's why I'm not wearing it. But we now have the snaps on it, and I've worn it a few times. Love it. Very comfortable, and it kind of looks a little on the dressier side because of the fabric and the colors. It's really pretty. Then I made 2 Ellie and Mac going home sweaters. It is their raglan. I made one for Halloween, did a nice Joanne Halloween print, and then I had this satiny orange that I use for the sleeves. I actually put it inside out because I didn't want too much of that shiny, bright satin. So the wrong side of the fabric is facing outward, so it's not that shiny. And then I also made a unicorn one. That one I wear all the time. The Halloween one I only wore twice before Halloween season ended, so I'm gonna get more use out of that next year. But the unicorn one I wear all the time. Love it. Washes beautifully. I even dry it, and it dries very nice. Then for Christmas I made my placemats. I love these placemats. I used what I had in my stash. One side is Christmas, one side is Thanksgiving, and I also put Instabright in the middle of it to help protect my dining room table for when we put hot plates on it. Now, I'm not going to use them as pot holders because I think you need at least 2 layers of that Instabright in order for it to be safe enough for pot holders, but it's just kind of to protect my table from the hot plates. So that's what I'm kind of using them like, I don't know, like hot pads maybe. And then for the end of the year, I made another lyric dress in a nice Christmas reindeer Rudolph fabric. So that also got a lot of wear out of it. I did post in my video that last year I made a long sleeve lyric dress for Christmas, and I was so hot. I was pushing the sleeves up. I was really hot. And then this year I made a short sleeve shirt, and we had an Arctic freeze. So it was a little chilly. I had to wear a little bit of a sweater sometimes. I had to wear my jacket outside, but it was really nice and comfortable, and I really love making holiday themed outfits. So as you saw, I think that was, let me see how many, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, so like 23 items of clothing that I made, and the placemats. But I'm not counting that as clothing. I did count the cape as clothing since we were able to wear that. So that's not bad. 23 items out of the whole year. I did take a lot of the summer off because spend time with the family, and then the fall was kind of slow going due to homeschooling my oldest daughter. But we're in a groove, so hopefully in 2023, I will make either 23 garments or hopefully more. I'm going to make whatever suits my fancy and whatever inspires me and makes me excited to sew. And I wish for you to do the same. You don't necessarily sew just for the sake of sewing. Sometimes we have things that we have to make. Like maybe we have to repair some items that have gotten worn, or if you have a special occasion to go to and you need something to wear and you want to make it, those are all great. But I'm going to try and sew things that inspire me, that are fun to make, and are interesting and maybe even challenging to make. None of the items I really made last year were challenging. Some things I hadn't done before, or some like my lyric dress that I've done many times before. But this year I'm definitely going to try some new things. I do have some ideas of some different things that I would like to sew. So if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please do so you don't miss any of my interesting sews. Please give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. That helps me a great deal. And I hope Where you are, the sun is shining. I hope your family is healthy, and I hope you have time to be creative every day, even if it's just for a little bit. Thank you for joining me today and spending time with me today. Bye.